पूछ रही है कि राधा माधव छोटे से छोटे से टीटी तो इसलिए वन ऑफ यू हैज से Yo voy a hacer una clase en español para los votos de España. No. También hay otro. Okay, está bien. Gracias.
So, we are doing English media.
Yeah.
Somebody translate Hindi, Bengali. I don't know.
Abhiram Prabhu is going to translate. Oh, yeah, no, everybody knows English. Yeah, it's not.
Dera dera janatriyo priyakaro Dhammasano pujito Shri Chaitanya Krika Bharo Bhumikondo Bhagavad Antarako Vande Rupa Sanatano Radhuyaro Tvajiva Gopalako Vande Rupa Sanatano Nana Shastra Victorino Sadharma Samskapato Nana Shastra Victorino Nana Shastra Victorino Sadharma Samstapako Nana Shastra Lokanamita Karna Tribhuvanai Manyo Sharanya Karo Radha Krishna Pararavina Bhajano Jaina Mata Viko Krishna Pararavina Vande Rupa Sanatano Radhuyaro Tvajiva Gopalako Odd number. Hey Radha Raja Devi Jalali Jai Hey Nanda Suno Kutaha Shri Govardhana Kalpapada Patale Kalindi Panye Kutaha Shri Govardhana Kalpapada Patale Dosankaditi Sarvato Rajapurayai Jai Mahavimala Vande Rupa Sanatano Radhuyaro Gopalako Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Giri Paradaya. Yashoda Nandana Prajajana Yamuna Chayala Bana Chari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Shivaramada Ashtasaki Kita Chaitanya Chanmarai Mandir Kita Narayanam Namaskata Nanam Chaiva Narottamam Devam Saraswati Varatam Om Jayam Mudirayi. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sahaba. Text, one text, sir. One book, whatever I like. Okay. Let's see. 18,000. Oh, okay. 10, 47, 63. Huh? Oh, but you can. 10, 47, 60 for the side. Gita, Brahmara Gita. Brahmara Gita. Brahmar get. Huh? Nobody now. Database.io. He is our disciple. Das. He runs this.
Oh, what a beautiful flavor.
Yeah, he's from Czech Republic. Yeah. 47, Song of the Bee. Ramara. 60. Okay. Vande Nanda Brajastrinam. Vande Nanda Brajastrinam. Vande Nanda Brajastrinam. Adarainum Abhishna Saha. Adarainum Abhishna Saha. Yasham Hare Kato Gitam. Unatai Bhuvanatrayam. Boy. Okay. So, this is Uddhava. Uddhava offering his prayer before he's illuminating, glorifying the gopis. Like here we have a very nice picture of Srila Prabhupada. Then you put a frame around it, no? Put it in a certain place. And then all becomes better. So Prabhupada says that Krishna by himself is not very attractive. But when he's surrounded by his potencies, pleasure potency especially, then he's all very attractive. So Uddhava, before this, he's describing the gopis, their characteristics, their qualities, illuminating them. And now, in just one prayer, he offers his respects. And the Sanskrit is very easy. Vande, okay. Nanda, okay. Raja Strinam. What is that? No. Yeah. Las damas. Las damas estimadas de Raja. Esteemed ladies. You speak Spanish. In Hindi, what is this? Hindi, Mage. In Spanish, it is mesa. Yes, mesa in Spanish. Spanish, that is camisa. In Hindi, it is. I think these are all Arabic words. Arabs conquered Spain, they conquered India, so yeah. Damas estimadas, Kula Rajastri. Vande Nanda Rajastrinam Padarenum. You say Raman Reti. Reti is dust, yeah. So Padarenum, yes. Padarenum. Huh? Polvo de los pies. Yeah. Adoring dust from the foot. I offer my respects to the dust of the feet of the ladies of Nanda's village. Okay? Abhikshnasaha. A little bit. Constantly, always. So that's Uddhava's thing. Vande Nanda Rajastrinam Padarenu Abhikshnasaha. One time, Prabhupada giving lecture during Radhastami. And so he's singing, Radhe Jaya Jaya Sanaka Sanaka Sanatana Bhavita Charite. So he says that somebody may say, oh, Rupa Goswami, you are a big Vidvan, big scholar. Why are you singing a song about some village girl? Why are you singing a song about some village girl? And then he says, oh, Sanaka Sanatana, Varnita Charita, Sanak and Sanatana, there's right. Yatavada, Priya, Vishnu, Stastikata. Yeah, she's different Puranas, places, they're talking about her. So yeah, here, Uddhavas, who is Uddhava's guru? Who taught Uddhava? Huh? Aspati, pretty good, pretty famous teacher. Yeah. But he says, Vande Nanda Rajastri Nam Pararengu Aprishnasama. Not even their feet, the dust on their feet. He's a good guy. Okay. Yasham means, huh? Who's Yasham Hari Katod Geetam. Hari Katod Geetam. Other translates that. Loud chanting of the glories of Shri Krishna. Loud chanting of the glories of Shri Krishna. Yasham Hari Katod Geetam Punati. Yeah. Bhuvanatrayam. Yeah, that's very simple. Vande Nanda Rajastri Nam Para Renu Kavishnasana Yasam Hari Kato Unati Bhuvanatrayam. What are the three worlds? Afkashu Nam Kyare. Vinu, okay. Okay. What are the three worlds?
Higher planetary systems.
Yeah. You started. What are the three worlds?
That's higher, middle, and lower.
Okay. Higher, middle, and lower. Left, right, middle, sorry. Huh?
Oh,
Yeah, that's good. That's very good. Yeah. Or, Bhuva, Swa. The earth, the sky, or the birds fly in Gandharvas, regular waves in Swarga, which is Surya, Indra, Chandra, and Maharloka, Janaloka, Tapaloka, Ramaloka. And then Prabhupada says also, if you're not getting any other explanation, then choose Vaikuntha or Loka, because they're all here. So if we're chanting, right? We can be chanting. One devotee was chanting every day, 16 rounds, and he went to some place like Kuta, and there was very ugly deity of Krishna right there. And he said, the deity said, you've been calling my name all your life, and now you must stay with me forever. So yeah, so we're making one time Jaiva Dharma. Some Muslims, they went to argue with one Baba, and now Allah is offended. You make a statue out of him and offer prayers and different things. So Allah is offended. So then the Baba, said, but the name Allah is sacred, right? Yes, it is sacred. So whether the form is made from sound, or the form is made from a solid object, it's still material form. So Mula got back on his horse. Very nice argument. You use the theological people, Christians who don't like, worshiping idols. So when we're chanting, we're making a deity out of sound. Yeah? out of sound. You know. So we should, make a nice deity. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Yeah. Actually, I heard this story many times. I read it in one purport. Probably said the two dacoits are sitting beside the side of the road, and they're drinking one bottle of wine and whatever, arguing and things. And then one kirtan party goes by, chanting Radhe, 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 Radhe. And one of the dacoit guys says, I like very much when the Vaishnavas go by chanting Radhe, Radhe. The other guy said, why is that? We're not a religious man. He said, because the barber's wife is named Radhe. And I'm always wondering when I can get a little time with that. Instead of purple. So what are you chanting? Radhe, Radhe, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. I want to go back to bed, to bed. I want to go back to bed. I want to go back to bed. So what does it mean? Yesterday, the temple, no one sing. What does it mean? Okay, you're chanting with your mouth, tongue, and jaw should move. And then it is clear, make nice mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Oh. Nice mantra. Okay, so karma, you do it. Dhyana, we're chanting with some understanding, dhyana with some attention. Okay, because you can be chanting, right? Baba says a parrot can chant, right? Krishna, Krishna. But he says at the time of death, he will chant, Billy, Billy, Gato, Gato, cat, cat. Yeah. So yeah, we're chanting, but are we chanting with attention? I'm chanting like a parrot. So we chant clearly, with attention, and with meaning. What is the basic meaning of the mantra? Yeah, that's it. He's engaging in their service. But with so much service, so many different kinds, variety. Some people like to sing for Krishna, some people like to dance for Krishna, some people like to coach for Krishna, some people like to give counseling to Krishna. Yeah, Buddha. So please get engaging in their service. Then it starts to become more profound, very deep, very what? Do you think Arjuna was doing japa during the battle of Kurukshetra? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Yeah, maybe he had Krishna over. Yeah, because you have to be very, very close. People are shooting at you, and the charioteer has to move the chariot. You have to go the same way. It's just a very, very tight team. The charioteer and the arsenal, the gunner. Yeah. So this is the Krishna Uddhava is offering his prayers. I offer my prayers to the ladies of Nanda Maharaj's village. I offer to the dust of their feet, and they're loud singing. They're singing on this world. They're singing in the psychological world. They're singing in the spiritual world. Because when they sing, everything goes on. Everything in this world is a product of the psychological world. Anybody here to study psychology? You study university or school? Somebody went to school? Huh? Yeah. I started in electrical engineering. Yes. I built 5-stage super heterodyne AM radios with 12 AU7 vacuum tubes. I remember 5 years ago. Right after that, transistors started coming. solid state. Dinosaur. That I saw it's very limited. It's, it's making matters and material things. Some new tricks will come. Some I changed from mechanical engineering to biological engineering. And I did surgery on rats. Yeah. Neurophysiology, rats. And then we study on the neurons, the biology, how the body produces energy. But still, they try to make everything into a little machine. Now it's a chemical machine, right? You have these diagrams. Anybody study biology? Huh? Yeah. Yeah. You know the Krebs free energy cycle. It's if you take a chip body and chew it. Yeah. Some digestion starts in the mouth, right? Yeah. Then some digestion in the stomach, then the different enzymes digest it, and it goes into the blood, and it gets converted into adeno triphosphate. And that's what the cells use. That's the energy. Yeah. So they have the whole thing mapped out. Those chemicals go on, that go on. In this big. This is how chapati becomes. This is okay, yeah. So, but it's all a machine. So they try to understand everything, making it into a machine, organizing the thinking. Thinking will become like a machine. Conditional if statements, endless do, see that thing. Bhaja Govinda. Bhaja Govinda. Bhaja Govinda. Buddha Mate. Samprapte Sanahite Kale. Nahi. Dukkan Rakshate Kale. Mahamudara Stotra of Shripad Shankar Chai. Bhaja Govinda, Bhaja Govinda, Bhaja Govinda, Buddha Mate, Samprapte Sanahite Kale. Nahi. Dukkan Rakshate Kale. All you fools and rascals, he's talking to his disciples. all you fools and rascals, just worship Govinda, just worship Govinda, just worship Govinda. All of your suffixes and prefixes will not save you at the time of death. Yeah. All you can talk to all the software engineers, right? All you fools and rascals. All of your endless do loops, conditional if statements will not save you at the time of death. Prabhupada says that Nanda Maharaj could not read or write. Yeah. He would hire some educated fool to do it for him. Software engineer. Yeah. The Vaishyas, they make $1,000 off of you and give you 100. Yeah. Vaishya. So this is, Nanda Brajashri, they're just village girls, but their consciousness is not just externally doing things, they're getting into the store, they're also, chanting with their minds, thinking about Krishna, different things. And beyond that, they're actually going all the way to the spiritual world, where Kirtan, Punati, will not triumph. Yeah, so these are not ordinary village girls. So very nice prayers. So I repeatedly offer my respects to the dust from the feet of the women of Nanda Maharaj's cowherd village. When these gopis loudly chant the glories of Sri Krishna, the vibration purifies the world. And then Nanda Maharaj and Gopi Paranadana say, probably from Vishwanath Chakravarti, Sri Uddhava, having established the glories of the gopis in the previous verses, now directly offers his obeisances to them. According to Sri Vaishnava and Vaishnava Toshini, Sri Uddhava did not offer such respects even to Lord Krishna's queens in Dwarka. Okay. Gopi John Valamana.
Boy, crush.
Okay. Questions? Boy, qual, Prashna, pregunta, hey, hi. Qual pregunta, hi. Yes, okay. You disagree? Anybody here from Balaba Sampradaya? Who's the greatest devotee of Krishna? Yashoda or Radha?
No, one of us is Yashoda.
Yeah, that's they argue. So we both agree that, there's a God. We don't accept atomic energy. We both agree that Krishna is better than Sriman Narayan. And the greatest devotee of Krishna, he say it's his girlfriend, they say it's his mommy. Who loves Krishna more? His mother or his girlfriend? Yeah. Even Radha and Yashoda are probably not sure themselves. You take care of Krishna, when you take care of Krishna. So, right? Yes, sir. Okay.
Pretty much, this is something very personal.
Okay, it's about personal movement.
Yes. Whatever we hear in Shastra,
Yeah,
for me, it seems like fiction,
yeah,
mostly.
yeah.
I go to the altar, I see these dolls. My wife's serving these dolls.
Okay.
And I'm supposed to feel something very special.
Yeah,
Mostly, I don't feel anything.
yeah,
When I chant, I don't feel much. I want to go to sleep or want to watch YouTube or something like that.
yeah,
And then we hear this.
yeah,
So how are we supposed to?
Yeah.
Me?
yeah,
How am I supposed to relate to this?
a little bit.
But I
A little bit.
no,
A little bit.
I don't.
Are you afraid of going to hell?
No,
I'm not even afraid of going to hell.
I know.
No, Kapila says, Lord Kapila, he's discussing the origin of service. Now we're going the 10th canto back down to the 3rd canto. He said any verse. So the 3rd canto, Kapila is describing devotional service and different levels of development. Again and again, the same thing. And Kapila says, devotional service in the mode of ignorance is executed out of fear. Right? I will go to the temple, I will pray because I do not want to go to hell. And there is some chance that maybe there is a God, and if I don't go, then I will go to hell. Okay, I will chant my rounds because I don't want to go to hell. Right? So, the beginning, I think, as far as I know, I mostly Quran and Bible and all this tradition. It's a very violent, horrible place. Don't have sex with your mother. Okay. Yeah. Don't murder your daughters. This is it. You find the same thing in different Puranas. With their tamasic Puranas, that they're very, low class people. But still, some of them they believe. Well, maybe there is a God. If I kill my daughter, then Allah will cut me into 100 pieces. He'll dry those in the sun. He'll smash them into dust. And he'll blow them all across the Sahara Desert. I will never. Okay, I won't murder my daughter, Allah. Please forgive me, God. I'm sorry. So that's many times, because we worship God because, we're afraid. Okay, maybe not even afraid of God. The Bible says, fear of God is the beginning of knowledge. When you're smart enough to realize, if I irritate God, Ravana was losing the battle. Right? So he woke up. Who did he wake up? He woke up somebody really great. And Kumbhakarna came there, and what do you want? Why did you wake me up? And Ravana explained everything that happened. And Kumbhakarna said, my dear big brother, you're such a fool. You're such a fool. First, you kidnap the mother of the universe. Okay. And then for an encore, you declare war on God. This is stupid. Kidnap the mother of the universe and then declare war on God. Okay. That's stupid. Would you do that if you were Ravana? Okay. Okay, now you want to come back even lower. Even lower. We'll come to Albert Camus. You know Albert Camus? Oh my God. He's a Nobel laureate. Yeah. French poet. But he was paraphrasing Pascal. You know Pascal? Okay. The computer program is named that. Okay, now we're coming to the point of some authorities. Okay. So it's called the Pastalian Wager. And so basically the way the Camus said it is, probably the same thing. I would rather live my life as if there was a God and find out that there wasn't, and live my God life as if there wasn't a God and find out there was. So this is, Pascal said, maybe there's a God, maybe there's a not. But with the stakes, the amount of what you're betting on this is so high that maybe you should just keep a little bit of thing. So that's called Pastalian Wager. And there's so many levels. And we're in some ways maybe we're attracted, and in some instances, but yeah, this is Rupa Swami, because he's talking. Rupa Shiksha is the heart of all of our philosophy. Chapter 19, Magdalila, occurs again and again. Papa uses it again and again. And he starts off with something very simple. He said, in the material world, there are innumerable living entities. Okay? Accept that. Okay. No, you don't accept it. Huh? But okay, for you personally, in the material world, are there innumerable living entities? Okay, that's all. Okay, yeah. And yeah, I mean, can you count them? Okay, so there's innumerable living entities. Innumerable means innumerable means you can't count them. Okay. We got finally something. There's so many. Even you look out the window. You look in the sink. There's innumerable. Okay. And some of them fly. Some of them walk. Some of them swim. Okay. Go higher. Amongst those that walk, how's it go? Some of them are animals, right? Some of them have a human body. Okay. Amongst those that have human bodies, most of them are Dvipada Pashu. They just eat, they go to fast food place, go to work, make some money, interested in gross things. I mean, some are a little more subtle. We dress up, we do these things. Okay. Dvipada Pashu. Now, some of them are actually following some great philosophers, some great sages. The Prophet Muhammad, may his name be blessed. Buddha Dave, Jesus Christ, goes without or science, the scientific authorities, okay. But especially some of them are following some religious activities. But most of them who are following are just doing it externally. I am Hindu, I am Muslim. You can declare it to the ramparts that I am a Hindu. A politician said this in Bombay. You can tell everyone that I am a Hindu, but you don't look in my refrigerator. So externally, they not feel comfortable. I am Muslim, sir. I am Sikh. I am Sikh. Yeah. Okay, okay, got a line here. Yeah, okay. But some of them actually follow the process. Okay, okay. But most of them who follow it because
Peer pressure.
okay, fear.
No, it's fear.
Yeah. They're afraid of their other people. You said peer pressure. Peer. Yeah. So yeah. They're afraid of being ostracized, being criticized. So that's the emotional service and the mode of ignorance. People will criticize me. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Then, yeah. Then some of them actually following because they think this will give me liberation. I adopted that philosophy of religion when I was about 4 years old. Oh yeah. Our neighbor's dog died. My mother, every night before I would go to sleep, made me say the Lord's Prayer. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. So I would say, but then our neighbor's dog died. That was the first time I'd ever seen something dead. And I liked the dog, Susie. Yeah, I was a little child. We got along very well. She was dead. Oh, so then so I realized that I was also the same thing was going to happen to me. So I became, very disturbed. And I couldn't really tell my parents because I knew that they didn't have a solution. Smart enough to figure that out. Then I was okay, but I was changed. Then I began to, when I was saying the prayer each night, I began to really, okay, there's a lot of intelligent people in the world for a long time that have been doing this. So probably there's some substance here, and there really is a God who can save me from death. Yeah? I don't want to die. So mukti. Yeah. So since some people, some are animals, some are walking, some are human beings, some are following extremely. Some people actually come to the point of realizing that I want to go to heaven. I don't want him. Okay, we do that. Okay. Then out of those, some of them, because of that, they actually become really Jnani Vimuktas. They actually follow the process, and it does work. It does work. It does work. It does work. It works. Yeah. And maybe they're 80% liberated. Maybe they're 90% liberated. Now they don't have to cover themselves by nicotine. They don't have to cover themselves with coffee. They don't have to cover themselves with, Bollywood things. Everybody likes, no. Yeah. So actually, like Socrates, or Confucius, many philosophers. Yeah. Okay. Then at that point, Krishna Prasad, yeah, he has some experience. Bhakt, what's his name? Paul Ignosa. He was a devotee in Miami, in Florida. Paul Ignosa. And I met him when he was maybe like 50 years old. So when he was like maybe 27 years old, he went to New York City. And he was really interested in all the drama things and all the very, very rich culture there. So all these things would happen. He was, he was a pretty moral guy. He wasn't getting involved in too much things. Then he saw on one of the newspapers there was the Hare Krishna movement, and they had their guru and stuff. Okay. He told me one day he was walking down the street in New York, and he heard Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Around the corner came about 15 boys and girls dressed in bed sheets, like that shit. Chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. And one old Indian man, walking along, very sober. He said, "Oh, it's the Hare Krishnas and their guru." So he told me that when he came close, and Prabhupada looked at him, and he looked at Prabhupada. Prabhupada looked at him, he looked at Prabhupada, and that was the bija. Because when he looked at Prabhupada, you could see this guy doesn't want anything from him. Hey, how you doing, Guru Gopal? got a new car, you need to get a new car, but you can see that. This guy doesn't want anything from it. He's very profound. That's probably looking at it. So he opened up. This the problem, like this nod was, you're not happy. You should join us. So he responded, which meant, yes, it's true, but I still have a few more options. I still got a few more options. So Prabhupada responded, okay, but if they don't work out, we're here. And so basically for 45 years, that was always there, that bija. He was never offensive in the first step. And so it gradually was there, and he was more association with the devotees. Yeah. So finally, he took initiation, and then he died. So that's what he's saying. Some people, you come to get a human body, and again, you investigate different philosophers' ideas, you begin to have some faith, you try it out. Initiation just means that you're not going to offer any artificial arguments. In the beginning, Arjuna is offering artificial arguments. He's coming up with reason stuff, So the funny says, "Sisyas teham, sadhimam prapanam." Says, at that point, the battle of Kurukshetra is over. Ram was distracted by the golden deer, and Lakshmana was chased away. So then Ravana kidnapped Sita. Kidnapping Sita, she was calling out, Ram, Lakshmana, Ram, Lakshmana. It was so pitiful that the entire universe went off of its axis. It was so intense. All the animals wanted to help her, all the demigods, but they were all afraid of Ravana. Afraid. So Brahma said, yes, this is terrible, but our objective is accomplished. Ravana is a dead man. Finished. You're done. It's over. Okay, this may happen, that may happen, this may happen, but it's finished. Forget it. Go home. Yeah. So same way, diction meaning when Arjuna says this point, it's just deham, sadhimam, prapanam. Okay, that's diction. But it's a contract. If you're not making progress, you don't have to chant 16 rounds, follow 4 principles. If you're making progress, okay, we're not going to waste our time teaching you unless you agree, that if it's going on, you'll follow the whole practice. It's very practical, no? Why accept a student go through all the effort of training them if it's not makes the promise from this side? Yeah. So that's basically all it means. But if it's not blind faith, in the beginning, of course, you have so many doubts, so many things. But diction means that, okay, I'm willing to listen, and if it works, I'll apply it. That's all I'm promising. And I'm promising that if it goes on working, I'll go on applying it all the way. Yeah. Okay, a stick shot. Okay, good. Then after that, we get different levels, so many levels. Before the battle started, Krishna told Arjuna, what you have to understand, what we're going to confront is my own negative aspect. We're going to confront the dark side of the force. Like that. Dark Vader, Dark Vader. Luke Skywalker.
If you only knew the dark side of the force, you will go fall.
That's why it's so attractive, because it's real. Yeah. And so Krishna told Arjuna, hey, you understand what we're talking about here? This is Kali Yuga. That's what we're going to have to face. And it's going to get so. And I can't help. I made a promise. So can you do it? And Arjuna says, I won't fail you no matter what happens. I will go through it. But when Abhimanyu died, Arjuna fell apart. And I can't fight anymore. This battle is just too much. Fighting family members. I want to go to the forest. Then Krishna said, hey, you told me that you were going to do this for me. So You've got to just push your heart back together and do it. Actually did it that time. Every Kali Yuga, it's different. Yeah. So yes, we're on different levels of development. 434, 432, 434. Yeah, Prabhupada said blind faith is condemned. Yeah, and absurd inquiry. You have to ask sincere questions. At the same time, blind faith, you don't even want to hear about it. Want faith based upon your realization. And again, everybody's on different level, not a different level, but different, different combinations of levels. So for some people, nice. I like the Buddhist prayer sometimes. But I've got to work on this. And somebody else, like we're doing Carl Jung and Bhaktisiddhanta, that's our main focus. Yeah, because they were both dealing on a Carl Jung, as far as I can tell, was about a level of Hiranyagarbha. He was above Viragu and below Paramatma. That's a very high level for Western people. He was just experiencing this. By the time he was born, he had his experiences. Like he'd see people and he'd go, the dog is okay. The dog is okay. And you feel this whole vasana coming out of your heart. Really? Yeah, it's okay. He was experiencing people's vasanas and the collective unconscious, the individual unconscious. Probably said of all the Western philosophers, he had the most sense. So it's a very nice community for preaching. So everybody you have to find, what's my level and help people, Yeah. So other questions?
Is there artificial inquiry? If not, no.
No, blind faith and absurd inquiry.
So what was happening in the first chapter?
Yeah, you ask people, what is you don't really, it's like it's people who basically approach religion because of curiosity. My hobby is religion. People say that. Right? My hobby is religion. I like, okay, it's good, but yeah, we're not really concerned. Yeah, a lot of science is absurd inquiry. I mean, they're doing it for some prestige, for some money. They don't really care about the answer, really. There's no reason. Why do you do science? I do science for science's sake. If you don't get any money, would you do it? No, I would not. I would go start a business. Yeah. So their motivation is, it's not really, it's not sincere. I mean, absurd. Yeah. Prabhupada uses the English language in a very sophisticated fashion. I don't really know what the word absurd means. Really. Yeah. So if you start looking up the words that Prabhupada uses, usually he's using them like the 1935 or something, 1925 definition of the word. Women are fond of men who are expert at rape. This phrase, everybody knows. But in Spanish, you don't say la rap, you don't say la violación de Rukmini. No? La violación de Rukmini, you don't say la rapta. Yeah. In Spanish, because it's hawks are raptors. They hold on. So rapture, and when Prabhupada's English, it means to take away like that. And more recently, it's become means like physical assault and all this kind of stuff. So in Prabhupada's English, rape was rapture. Yeah. One devota, she was saying, if you go to the supermarket, there's so many paperback books you can buy for cheap. She says so many of them. They show some lady being carried off by a man on a horse, something like that. And it's like, oh no! Every girl likes this. So yeah, so this is they do like it. They like to carried away. I'm a valuable prize. Yeah, okay. दूसरे प्रश्न है
Yes, yeah. Okay.
We hear lectures, read books, learn about it. And we understand that we should do this thing.
Yeah, yeah,
And we should not do this
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
But urges, and also understand it is very urgent emergency, you would want to be there.
Yeah, yeah,
But again, after a few hours,
yeah.
we like go to comfort zone
Yeah,
and
yeah.
we forget
Yeah,
and our urges were overcome.
Yeah.
We just waste time or we
Yeah. Yep.
we don't
Yes, yeah.
forget that so what to do, how to remain focused and
The base, the basic principle is one devotee told Prabhupada, "Oh Prabhupada, I am the most fallen." And Prabhupada said, "You are not the most anything. You are not the most anything, and not the most fallen or any Krishna is, right? The most fallen Krishna. Yeah, that's the basic principle. I will know, I will do, I will be. No. Basically, we are like 3-year-old children, like little 3-year-old child. They can do some things, right? But if they have no adults to help them, within a very short time, they'll be finished. So that's jiva. The jiva is dependent for knowledge, for determination, everything. So basically, you're not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Yeah. But Krishna is always coming. Krishna has many qualities. His foremost quality is his mercy on reclaiming the fallen conditioned souls. Ultimately, Radha is more powerful than Durga. She's giving mercy. Durga's giving just rules. You follow this, you get this and that. So, but Radha, ultimately, the essence of justice is Daya, not Satya. Right? The king may say, according to the law, I can cut your head off right here. But I understand what's going on. So get out of my court and don't come back again. That's your yeah. So the essence of justice is mercy, not truth. Truth is there, but really, this is very interesting. So, the Krishna's always coming. He's coming, we fall down, we forget. He reminds us, right? You forget Krishna, one car almost hits you in the street. Thank you, Krishna. Or something small. Some devotees said, okay, so there's a question, exactly the same question last night. Children always fall down, right? Nobody expects the baby's going to, start walking and, no, they expect to fall down, they'll get up. So we help him, make sure that if he falls down, it's not some place dangerous. So Krishna is helping us in the very beginning. And unless we actively are offensive and so on, then he'll help us, right? Yeah. So are you actively offensive? Yeah. Okay. The Lord Nityananda, even if you're actively offensive, he acts. Nityananda. Okay. So pray to Nityananda. And then, whenever you are Krishna conscious, work. Yeah. It's the same lesson is there in the first canto, the second canto, the third canto, the fourth canto. It's the same thing, right? It's a spiral. Same thing, but higher, deeper, more profound. So yeah, you're going to have problems, but after 1 year of practicing, you realize, okay, that's changed. Yeah. And after 5 years, you realize, yeah. So I know everything you're saying happens for me. Yes, I forget Krishna, I'm selfish, comfort zone. Yeah. But then I see Prabhupada keeps on, calling us, helping us, Nityananda, Lord Chaitanya. And so then after 5, 10, 15 years, yeah, I think it was 7 years. after I was a devotee, I was in the Bhaktivedanta Institute, 84 Carl Street. It's like Buddha's enlightened. I remember the moment I was behind the table in the conference room, and I suddenly realized I'm always happy. Yeah, because some distress comes. Okay, your intelligence is so trained that it knows how to deal with it. Okay, Brahman is general. Okay, Brahman, nasochati, nakamchati. Yeah, you see that, this happened. Okay, something will happen. I can do this. I can do that. Yeah. And then next is Paramatma, and then have it more details. You can see that Krishna is having characteristics in Ananda. So, Brahman, Goswami, Shuddhabhakti, Doshvada, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana, Martin, Kristadakar, Imagina, it's stages, Rupa Goswami. Okay. So what is my level? Right? Yeah. What is my level of development? Okay, that's what I should expect. Krishna will be giving me these kind of lessons. Right? Certain level is how to do Vaidhi Bhakti. Right? It's a big deal how to do Vaidhi Bhakti. Okay, if I can't do this, I fall down. If I can't do this, I fall down. But if I can't do this, then I can do this. You begin to understand how to make priorities, how to make substitutions. Yes. I mean, right now, we are in the middle of a chaos. Dr. Samaras, making people from Peru. I mean, yes, it's what. But I know what to do. Yes. Yeah. This is say this when you're on a submarine. It is maybe 3 months under the water. And maybe this space is this. It's a very unusual people. All of them have like bachelor's degrees, everything else. And they did one guy did a thing on it. And he said it's a whole different kind of people, how they deal with each other, everything else. 3 months. If you couldn't leave this building for 3 months with 20 people, yeah. And every moment, your life at risk. When you hear the enemy torpedo coming, it's too late. At that point, everybody knows basically they have a few minutes before they die. So anyway, so the captain has to be a very special person. Everybody, okay. So investigate Prabhupada. The gopis exist at 3 levels. They are good citizens of Nanda Maharaj's village, right? They milk the cows, they argue over the price of butter and milk, negotiating with the gopis. 24 paisa, 27. So they're very, we should all be good members of ISKCON ki jai, GBC ki jai. Yeah, different problems, okay. It's an institution, we act properly, but it's an institution at that level. Okay. Yeah. The second level, they hear the sound of Krishna's flute, and they're milking the cows, and they start talking to their friends. So some of their friends are cowherd boys, some of them no. So in ISKCON, the institution, we have to develop friendships and people that we know and we can trust, and we like the same kind of things. Maybe people like the academic work. Someone else likes food for life, Okay. So within the academic work, you've got some people who are good managers, they can do things. Other people, good. Other people are good. Okay, so then we become friends in our service. Okay. So the gopis are talking to each other. And the last level is that they have a personal experience of Krishna, personal individual relationship. They're hearing Krishna play the flute. Oh, Krishna made that song for me last night. Oh, maybe Krishna's thinking about me. So then we have to have a personal relationship with Prabhupada. I remember that also. that was before I was initiated. I got a Krishna book. I read it for 1 year. I started visiting the temple. And if I hadn't read the Krishna book before I came to the temple, I could not have. The devotees were crazy. San Francisco. everything. How's it go? How's it go? Jaya Radha Madhava Punjabi Hari. Everything was, Americans trying to take this whole process out. I can't remember other things too. This was somehow or other. But I read the Krishna book for 1 year. Okay, so and I was trying to, I was living outside, working for the bank, and I would come in the morning and go to work. And so one day everything was crazy. I was walking off to go to work in the afternoon. And I thought, hey, this triple president's crazy. This person, everybody's crazy. And I remember I was walking up this hill, and then I realized, okay, everybody in the whole movement goes crazy. I'm still going to serve Srila Prabhupada. It became clear, and I made this connection. Yeah, I'm gonna. Everybody may be 50% crazy, or 70%, or 30%, but probably, and then I can feel it. Okay, I'm Prabhupada. I made this commitment to you, but your movement. Okay, something you said. At that point, probably may go like, that's that's all you need, right? I'm on board. I'm part of the team. Yeah. And of course, it's through so many media. It's through Prabhupada's books. You can see him. It's through Paramatma. It's through devotees. Right? But there's have a direct experience that he's talking to you, through his books to people. So, 3 levels. You join the institution. Okay, you make friendship with people, and then finally, you have a personal relationship with A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami. Chanika Pandit said, one should not get too close or too far away from 3 things.
Fire. And one more.
That's all. You're in trouble. You're in big trouble, fellow. One should not get too close or too far away from a king, a fire, or a brahmana. If you get too far away, you derive no benefit. Right? But if you get too close, you get burned. Yeah. So yeah, with Prabhupada, it's the same thing. You begin to realize, Prabhupada, I'm your servant. Yeah. Do this. Yeah. St. Paul. No, it was St. Peter. St. Peter, who's the biggest disciple. And they were and Jesus was going to have to be crucified that night, and he was praying. And then disciples were asking what's going to happen. He said it was very, very bad. And St. Peter said, doesn't matter what it is, Master. I promise I will follow you anywhere. Jesus looked at him and he said, before the sun comes up tomorrow, you will say 3 times, you never even knew me. Oh, no. They movie and stuff. Oh, I didn't know him. He's one of their disciples. Oh, I didn't know. No, I wasn't there. And then when the sun comes up in the morning, he realizes, yeah, I denied I even was a Hare Krishna. She bought my speaker. Yeah. So we're approaching Prabhupada, we're sincere, and okay, so I'm there. I know you. But then we get a little, but Prabhupada is very dangerous. I can tell you that. Yeah. That's okay. So Prabhupada, you got it. Okay. Any final questions or comments? Yeah, above the devotees. Under the devotees, above the devotees, with the devotees.
This is the practical experience in head that devotees, the way they act,
Yeah.
they not think.
Yeah.
Or either my perception is wrong, that's not wrong. Or honestly, or their actions be wrong.
Yeah.
That's where people share. I try to go to people conversation on that.
Yeah.
We want to keep our spiritual service.
Yeah.
The best level of understanding that single like that. We push here. I try to concentrate on that, but I really can go on.
Yeah.
They can get easily
Oh, yeah.
so-called limitation charter and proceeding. In other words, all of them are really there, but you they are there, Krishna, they are already for my own limitation. Otherwise, maybe you say it's a whole lot.
Upadeshamrita. Everything is in Upadeshamrita. But summary, everything. We actually published a commentary. It's available on Amazon after 40 years. Tava Pachipacha commentary. But this is verse number 4, 5, 6. Tadati Pratagrinati Uyam Akyati Prachiti Omte Bojayate. Yeah, so the next verse is Krishnati, okay, Krishnati Yasha Giritam Manasadre. Okay, how to apply these with devotees. Because these association applies with anybody. Purposes of business people. Okay, how to apply them with devotees? Okay, then there are Kanistadakaris, Madhyamadakaris, and Uttamadakaris. When that came out, it made life so much simpler in the temple. We begin to realize, okay, what level people are on, how to associate with them, talk with them. And of course, Upadeshamrita is just a summary. And after that, there's how to associate with Daksha, how to associate with Ajamil, how to associate with, what else we got? Sukanya and Chaivanamuni. Yeah. I know one sannyasi guru in ISKCON was a lot like Chaivanamuni. I'm saying, it's the same thing. So then we begin to realize how to distinguish. And we distinguish karmis, jnanis, vimukti jnanis. People who are coming with us, many of them are jnana mishra bhaktas. That within 5 years they'll probably be devoted. But right now they're just very wise, very intelligent people. They're just looking. That's what Bhaktivedanta Research Institute means, like dealing with a lot of jnana mishra bhaktas. You don't have to deal with the fools and idiots who are like gross people. Yeah, but you got to deal with these vimukti jnanis and people like that are very jnanis. So then the Bhagavatam teaches us how to, verse number 10. How's it go? Verse number 10. Karma vya parito hare vyatya vyaktim jagyaninas yani vimukta bhakti parama premahika nestas tata tevyasta supala pankajadasha tabyabhi shivadika kundam tasya munivir abitas tabyageva vyadai. Yeah. So there are B-karmis. There's everybody. B-karmis, karmis, jnanis, the mukti jnanis, sadhana bhaktas, bhaja bhaktas, and then bhakti radha. Yeah. So this is where I am at. This is where they are at, and then we can have a proper relationship. Yeah. And then we can keep our intelligence, just enthusiasm, doesn't become confused. This is how I feel with them, and this is who I am. This is what's going on. And the difference between Madhyamadakari and Uttamadakari. One is the Uttamadakari has developed a very good logic, understanding based upon scripture. Everybody has different things, and so you've got to figure it out. Some people do that very quickly. Some people it takes 45 years. So, Prabhupada ki jai. Prasad ki jai. Sankirtan Yagna ki jai. Yeah. Om Namo Bhagavate. When is Sumanta Rudra coming? Dash budget.
Comment. I remember one comment.
Oh,
On his question.
yeah.
Remember, one reporter asked Prabhupada that all of you believe in Krishna, that he is God and everybody is working for him. All the devotees, they are so devoted, is that. What if there is no a person in Christianity
No, it's the same thing. Yeah.
We are dancing, we're happy, we're enjoying it. Now, what would you do?
I know.
Yeah.
That's why, you see, Prabhupada is not like some fanatic. He knows all these arguments and ideas. And he's okay, yeah, we accept this. It's true. But we've investigated more than that. Oh, have you? Yeah. So we find, yeah, even if it's not true. A Christian came and said, do you believe in the second coming of Jesus? What do you think of the second coming of Jesus? And Prabhupada said, we are ready. We are ready. We're living good life. We believe in God. We respect Jesus Christ. Yeah. But the Christians, see, they talk about it, but they're not ready. They're not really ready. Yeah. They use it, right? They use it for their own purpose. Jesus is coming. I'm a Christian. Worship me. Yes. Okay. I like your hairstyle. Yeah. Yeah.
And based on that, you can say all the different movements and analyze things properly.
Yeah.
And then we also do that and everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I very time is journal, things we discuss. And from that, there's a comes point which I can remember and then apply.
Yeah.
And then there's another one that I see that
Oh yeah.
and then after a little time, think back.
Yeah.
And maybe read something, analyze something, journal something, and then we discuss with you and it's very big. And I think that's these ability to write, where I kind of think through things happening and then see I can begin my school. Is it the right thing to say that at the end it should be that they can the spirit of seva in the right attitude? Is that increasing?
Oh yeah,
is that the right thing to judge? That whether I'm facing the situation properly, or am I,
I mean,
how do I judge am I doing it right?
I mean, you go to a doctor and you say, "Yeah, I'm sick. Give me some medicine."
Right.
Stick out your tongue, like show your pulse. Give me 60 milliliters of blood. Yeah. So the same way, everybody is different.
Yeah.
You know? So people have different standards. On the different levels and stuff. So I would have to associate with you for some time, and so you have to. Chandika Pandit says, victory comes from good advice, and good advice comes from many counselors. So you talk to a lot of nice devotees and stuff, and some of them know some of your family members. They know you, and they can see, okay. This is Hare Krishna movement. I was worried, but I can see it's a good thing here. You're going to be good. You're taking care of the family properly. If somebody else is talking about something else, and then you say, okay, yeah, I'm making progress. Okay?
But how do I judge anything that
But again, they say everybody is different. For one person, they're making progress because they've stopped smoking. Somebody else, you're making progress because you're going from Vaidhi Bhakti to Raganuga Bhakti. Somebody else is making progress because you identified their Raganuga Bhakti is actually wrong, like Rory Gupta. So many different levels and different kinds of people.
And our practical seva things like this, with my spirit of seva, my meditation, is increasing
every day. Every day.
Going down.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But then the question, what is your seva? The people Yeah, Prasadam. Then we'll try and deal with Dr. Samaresh. Yeah. Who's he's a Gyani. Yeah. He likes Krishna, but he comes attached to
Yeah.
so
Yes.
intoxicating.
Yeah.
Who will be president of the Asiatic Society? Who will be president of Kolkata University? Thank you. Okay. And then there's a technique. This goes here. This goes here. I'll show you my. Where's Bhakti?
Oh, Krishna. Oh. Oh my God. I was seeing that yesterday also. You were acting the cloth inside in the bigger container was acting like a conveyor belt. When you took it.
The Rajbanda Parikrama.
Hmm.
You were doing something very similar.
People.